Hey, it's the Reckless Retiree here on this warmish day in December, and I am going to stir up my lye solution. I have the top of the barrel in the basement, and I'm modifying it to have a hose that's connected to the bung, which will take the hydrogen away to another barrel, maybe that black one there with the jungle gym on top of it, and that will be full, or not full, that'll be maybe a third of the way full of water, so that'll act as a bubbler. So anyway, I am attaching that hose, and also I am putting a hole in the center of the lid, which I have a pass-through. I think they call them pass-throughs for cables that go into a container that you want to seal. And in this case, I'm going to have a stainless steel rod with a handle on the top and a basket on the bottom, and the basket will have the aluminum, and whenever I want to turn the process on, I will push the basket into the lye solution, and then of course the hydrogen will begin and bubble through the water. I'm thinking about also having a dryer with desiccant, and then from there into the balls in the other barrel for storage. And then from there into the catalytic converter to see if it actually causes it to heat up, as I saw in one of the YouTube videos. So anyway, here I have my stirring gizmo and my drill, and and there's some leaves in the bottom. It can be shaken off. Anyway, there you go. That's how I've been stirring up the ashes in the water. And I have, excuse me, this cover, two plastic covers on top, like so. And then this target on top of them to hold them on, but that will allow the solution to evaporate, the water to evaporate and make it thicker, because I took a sample of the solution and I filtered it in this filter right here, and then this is the solution that was left over, and I put a piece of foil in there. Oh, sorry. And it's not looking as shiny as it was when I put it in, so maybe it is having a slight reaction to the lye now. But I don't see any real hydrogen production at this point. So I'm hoping that as the water evaporates, the solution will be more concentrated, and at some point will react to the aluminum as I desire. At the same time, I'm taking the water from my water filter housing, and I'm filtering it through these coffee filters. And as before, I am going to see that crucible in the back there. I'm going to first put that like in the grill, get it good and hot, let that paper, it'll be dry by then. This won't be till the spring. It'll burn up, and then leaving the iron in the crucible. And then I will heat it up in the furnace and make another glob of iron. Excuse me. I have a cold. And so that's the other project I've been working on. Over time, I have about 10 filters in the garage drying, and I'm going to heat them up like I did before over the burn barrel, just not today. I burned up the cardboard today without doing that because I just don't feel like doing it because I don't feel good. But I'm doing a little something even though I don't feel good. And so I will melt the filters and get the iron from them and add it to this iron. And so then we'll see how big of a glob of iron I can get from filtering our well water. So I got to go rinse that mixer and the end of the drill motor off in the pool water to get the lye off of it. Store it in the shed here and leave it hooked up. I mean, rehook it up, leave the extension cord hooked up, and then I can stir it again and keep doing that. Let it evaporate and stir it, let it evaporate. Of course, at some point, I think it's at the middle of next week, everything's going to be frozen solid. That'll be frozen solid, probably. Although, with the ashes in there, with the lye in there, maybe it won't freeze as easily as just water. But it's supposed to have the high in the 20s and the low and, you know, close to zero at the end of next week. So that'll put an end to that for a while. I'll just let that, I mean, even with ice in the outside, it'll still evaporate. If you've ever had an ice cube tray in your freezer forever, and then you take it out, you'll find the ice cubes are about, I don't know, maybe 2/3 the size they were originally, because they evaporate. And they're not so great in a drink. They don't taste so great. I don't know what that's about. But, so, I'm counting on this to continue evaporating until the weather warms up again, and then I'll have my new top with the ability to raise and lower a basket full of aluminum. I'm going to start that off, I think, with the pieces of aluminum that I got from the canoe at my sister's house. I told the story of how it was my dad's canoe. Then when he passed away, I had it for a while, and then my sister had it for a while. We used to go canoeing with him way back when. Then a tree fell on it, and it was no good anymore. So here's the one end of it, and then this is the rest of the canoe. So I'm going to cut that up into smaller pieces and put it in my stainless steel basket to lower into the lye. And that's the truth. So stay tuned for the next fun adventure of the Reckless Retiree. Well, there are some little bubbles there, so it is making hydrogen. It is reacting. Let's see if it feels warm at all. No. But it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. That's a good news right there, because before this I wasn't able to get any reaction at all. But now I'm getting a little bit of reaction. So it'll keep evaporating and get stronger and stronger, and then look out.